filming a movie here tonight, and y'all gonna be in the shit. Only I'm getting paid for the motherfucker.
And white people going, that Michael's a special kind of guy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Savage Land. Welcome back to another episode of Pallet Picks. And today on Pallet Picks, we have a special episode, one that I did last year. We're showing appreciation for African American action figures. Yep, and that's A. Appreciation for African American action figures. Yep, 4 A's, 5 A's, 1 of them. But regardless of the fact, we're showing appreciation for the chocolatey plastic. And I believe I don't do this, nobody will. If you're mad at me for doing this, then guess what? I don't care, because you were mad at me anyway. Also, like I said last year, this is not a woke channel. At the end of the day, I never fell asleep at the wheel, homie. Okay? But
you know how them niggas is out there. You can't tell them shit.
We're just showing a love appreciation for some great action figures. It's the month of February, Black History Month. And also another side note too, I know you can see Black Panther. Technically he's not an African American, but technically he's from Wakanda, which is supposed to be in Africa, and that has actually a part of the name, the title that we're called here in America, the African Americans. But you get it. Characters are pretty much published in American literature, man. So we're gonna go ahead and rock and roll with that and get into it. Right here I have a collection of figures that's just in my collection. Just another side note, man, my man Bishop, he was supposed to make it again this year, but he still hasn't made it, man. Like, I actually have to like go through and kind of choose like, okay, who I'm gonna put up here this year. Last year I think I had some pretty good ones, and as you can see here, these are mostly figures that came out within the year or 2-3 years, but I have a lot that came out within the year here, but it really doesn't matter about that. It's just really what I go through my collection, whether it's 5-10 years old, and just pick out some really good chocolatey action figures, man. So let's jump into it. What we're going to talk about today, man, is just basically go through each action figure and just say and explain how great they are and what attracts me to these action figures, period.
And if you don't know, now you know, you know.
First up on this list, we got my man, Notorious BIG from Super 7, Christopher Wallace, man. Did a review on him not too long ago. If you want to see a little bit more in depth about this figure, go back there. I did about a month ago. It's under Pallet Picks. But great action figure. And nobody, I think, could have did it better or put more love and quality into it than Super 7, because they seem to gravitate more towards your not so regular action figure projects, man. And this figure right here is very heavy. It feels very quality. It feels like somebody put some love and attention into it, man. All the way up from his Kango and Gucci shades down to the Timbos, man. Rings and watch filled with rocks. As my jam knocking your Mitsubishi. Girls pee-pee when they see me. Now hoes creep me in they teepee. But man, look at his Timbs, man. Even down to that, Tim's has a two-tone color in the shoestrings, and you can see kind of like the brown and kind of two-tone in there, man. I think they did a really good job on the Timbs. Now, real life Timbs, I think that new buck at the top is just a little bit thicker, man. But who would do Timbs, especially with the tongues flat down in the front? And he has great ankle rotation, man, with that, and ankle hinges, man. He just looks really good. Very quality figure, man. A figure that, for the most part, man, no company is really gonna do. Super 7, like I said, gravitates more towards the music properties, man. And it's just a cool action figure. I like the way he looks. I think they nailed it. Only thing I think he's really missing is 2 Jesus pieces, man. But this is Notorious BIG to the fullest, man. Another great African American action figure that came out not too long ago, man. But if you're curious about this one, I would say go ahead and pull the trigger, because who else is going to make this figure besides Super 7?
This is Winston Zedmore. He's here about the job.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Ghostbusters Hasbro 6-inch collection. This line right here is very hit and miss. It comes out very seldomly, and as you can see here, I have the first wave basically, and this is Zedmore or Zedmore. I never kind of really knew that was his last name.
I know brothers was like, get the fuck out of here.
I always just referred to him as Ernie Hudson because I knew that's who he was. This is my first look at Ernie Hudson as a kid in the Ghostbusters movie. I'm pretty sure maybe he acted in a movie before this, but this is around one of his first movies, and it pretty much kind of put him on the map. Fun fact, actually Eddie Murphy was actually supposed to play this part. Can you imagine that? Eddie Murphy as a Ghostbuster?
Eddie Murphy! Fuck you!
Nonetheless, Ernie Hudson did a great job. He did a phenomenal job in Ghostbusters, and he's done a phenomenal job in other movies. Some of my favorite movies that Ernie Hudson has played in is Basketball Diaries with Leonardo DiCaprio. One of Mark Wahlberg's first roles, which is a
Jim's Secret Diaries. Always right then.
Awesome. Straight up 90s movie, great movie, Basketball Diaries, and also Lolly and Sugar Hill. Now that's some low-key, straight up black cinema. It's like New Jack City, but real life. To be honest with you, Wesley Snipes played a good role in that. Once again, he's a drug dealer, but it's more real life. And Ernie Hudson played a bad guy in that was like a henchman for the mob called Lolly, man. But with this figure here, great. He has great accessories. As you can see here, he's the only one that comes with this blast effect with his plasma gun. And as you can see here, it's leaning, but he's been on my shelf for 2 or 3 years in that same pose. And once I put him back up there, I'm gonna take this off so this thing won't lean. It's actually got his plasma gun kind of leaning there, man. But great action figure. And also, these action figures are a lot smaller than your normal action figure, man. They're more like Black Series. Basically, like G.I. Joe and Marvel Legends kind of make these guys look like they stand 5'5" in real life. But nonetheless, great action figure. Zedmore, Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters. All right, next up on the list, we got my boy Roadblock from G.I. Joe Classified line. And this is the true Roadblock here. As you can see here, this is pretty much almost retro style, even though it's not on a retro card. Right now, Amazon, he's going for like 40. He floats between 30 and 40, but for a long time, you could get this guy for a reasonable price, and he was an Amazon exclusive. He did the same thing that Ills did. He disappeared for a while, but he came back up and he was ready and available. Still is, just a little bit more pricier now, but great action figure, great buck. I believe he's on the gung-ho buck, but great skin complexion. His face is the biggest thing about this Roadblock right here. It looks like it really jumped out of the cartoon and came to real life. You really don't need the Mezco. You really don't need any other type of Roadblock in the classified line but this one if you're looking for a reasonable one for a reasonable price and still a great figure. I love the hand cannon that they gave him. Once again, he didn't come with the Ma Deuce, but he came with like this big 45-50 caliber gun that really nobody else in classified has. It's really the best handgun that they have, man. But overall, a great figure in the classified line and a great Roadblock. To be honest with you, minus the quality accessories as far as soft goods as Mezco got, I believe this is the best Roadblock on the market. All right, up next we got a figure from Action Force. This beautiful chocolate sister right here, man, her face is just beautiful, man. I just think she's a beautiful action figure, man. I think she's the best girl out of the Valorverse trio. I think her face sculpt looks good. I think she was better than advertised, man. And once again, she won the best Valorverse Action Force figure on the Big Nerdies, which is a award show in the toy community, man. And I felt really proud about that, not because she was African American, but because somebody seen like, hey, this is actually a great figure. Now it could go back and forth on which girl you think is the best, but besides her being an African American figure, I think she's the best girl. I think aesthetically she looks the best, and of course she moves just like the other girl that they had up there. I forgot her name, but Pandora body was a little bit different. Everybody kind of raves over Pandora, but I think Kill Switch got her. Now I will say this: can we get a secondary Kill Switch? The other girls got them. They got different outfits or whatnot. Kill Switch is a beautiful figure. I would think she would look really great in some secondary gear. I know she has a secondary head pack. I ain't talking about that because the other girls got that too. Where's her secondary gear at? If anybody from Valorverse see that, I will buy that. Put her in a different outfit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, switch her up. Give her like a sweatshirt, tactical sweatshirt with some fatigues. Just, you know, just a whole different outfit like they did with the other girls. Now, Pandora, I believe, didn't have a different outfit, but she's you can tell she's had the biggest rollout out of all of them with just the attention given to her, man. And they need to do the same thing with Kill Switch. But once again, another great African-American action figure.
That boy's got talent.
All right, hold on to your butts. This is Samuel L. Jackson from the Amber collection. I really like this figure. I think it captures Sam in that time period. You got to think what he looked like, and you actually had to see it in real life. I mean, is it spot on, spot on? I mean, looking at it now, not exactly, but he's 80% there. When I looked at this figure, okay, oh man, they got Sam Jackson in this one. He got his arm bit off, and he comes with a bit off arm in this. This comes from the Amber collection, which was a 6-inch action figure Jurassic Park line from Mattel that's been discontinued about a year or two now. But along with the dinosaurs, I believe they had great figures too that look like the people. Like I have Molden, the clever girl guy. I got Sam Jackson here. I got the old man. I got the girl. Do I have Dr. Grant? I believe I have Dr. Grant, but I believe I left him mint on card. And I might still do that because, you know, Dr. Grant was the man. But this Samuel L. Jackson figure is great to use in like doctor scenes, situations where somebody might need to have a medical jacket, a scientist in a lab, or just plainly Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker. But man, this is a great figure, man. I love it. It's just a figure you can just plant and place in anything because he's he's a civilian. Then 2, he's Samuel L. Jackson. And 3, man, he can go to specific situations where somebody needs a jacket, a tie on, or anything in that situation, man. But great action figure. You probably can still get them for pretty cheap, but it comes from the Amber collection from Jurassic Park, the Sam Jackson. Hold on to your butts. Oh, right, we got my man, my man, Sergeant Elonzo Stalker up here from G.I. Joe Classified. And Stalker's a great figure. It's not too much to him, but it's not like he's over the top, and he's not like he's underwhelming either. And the great thing I want to put up here about Stalker is how I turned him into several different soldiers, mixing him with the grunt body, which of course is a Caucasian figure, but they have the same body where you can start turning them into different soldiers. I just did one this past week where I took the torso and legs of Grunt, put it together, and took the vest off of Grunt and put him on the Stalker figure. But this is a very great in the pocket figure. He also goes up in points because at once upon a time, and you still can't get him cheap for like $10, $15, but you can find him at Ollie's for $5. You can find him at Ross for $5. And like I said, he mixed well with the Grunt. He had a great buck, a great face. He is one of the G.I. Joe classifieds that actually had decent weapons. This is before weapons got real gummy. They were still hard, and he was very solid, very in the pocket. Is it to his retro? No, but it's very close. I think the color's a little bit more muted out as far as his gear. It's not necessarily it's bright. He's still in a full fatigue suit, but it's just got a little bit more color in it. But I think they did a great job, and like I said, his points went way up with me once you could start breaking him up and mixing him with another figure, because he was always a great figure. Grunt's a great figure, and when you get 1 + 1,
it's basic common sense and arithmetic.
That equals 2 great figures, or 4 great figures, or 6 great figures, or 8 great figures, or 10 great figures, or 12 great figures.
You're gonna say, hey, Eddie must be visiting Africa. Be on the front page of the African Inquirer like this.
All right, we got a situation up here. If you go back and watch my African American action figure appreciation video from last year, Killmonger had this position that this guy has this year, and this is Blue Marvel and Black Panther, 2 figures that came out about a year, in between a year and 2 years ago. But this Blue Marvel head has been floating around the community and been put on different bodies. I've seen from Cobra Troopers to other different Marvel Legends. Of course, this Black Panther. Just a great head to put on because it's a good head sculpt, especially coming from Marvel Legends. And once again, this guy ended up becoming a part of the Raw special, the Blue Marvel. So you could get him for $5, and the Black Panther. And the Black Panther was a part of the Raw special. Not Ross, Ollie's I got these from, but probably Ross too, for $5. And these are 2 great figures. One has a very great body, the Vulcan body, which this Black Panther is on. Great. And actually, Bug from ACBA kind of put me on to this when I seen a video of him switching the heads. I like this. It looks like a 70s, early 80s Black Panther, you know, the way a guy would look back then, and it fits right on there. I love kit bashes where you don't have to do too much to them. You can just kind of plug and play and pop that head on there. But I see that this Blue Marvel head kind of easily goes on a lot of figures, man, which is awesome, man, because a lot of Hasbro toys don't come with extra head sculpts. I mean, of course, they're a domestic line. A lot of imports will come with the extra heads, and there's some domestic lines that come with extra heads, but Hasbro ain't doing it. Basically, they will, but they don't do it a lot. So this guy is a very nice figure to plug and play, and combined with the Black Panther, it gives you two options for Black Panther. As you see here, I got the fully suited one, and then I got the one with the cape on, because I don't like a plastic cape, but that blue Marvel head, you can put that head on and kind of have him chilling. He ain't doing too much action. As you can see, the other one I got him kind of bare, so he can run around and move, and that buck moves incredibly good. That Vulcan body looks really good on Black Panther. He's nice and bulky and beefy, and then even with the blue Marvel head on there, it looks even better, man. Just kind of gives a more toned down look. And also, you can create a fourth figure. Like, I have it up there somewhere, but I forgot to put it down. You can actually take the Black Panther head you see on the Black Panther buck, put it totally on the blue Marvel body, and then you have more like a Street Panther. It'll pop and play right on there, man. But these two figures here were great to make 3 figures, 4 figures, just like Stalker last time. You got 2 figures that combine greatly together, and the possibilities are endless on it, man. But Black Panther and Blue Marvel, 2 champions, titans this past year, holding it down for the African American action figure community.
Is that a house or an apartment?
That's the house.
And last but not least, we gotta figure it, man. You can't see his face, but you can look at him. You can tell, man, that this figure is an African-American figure. It's my boy Steel, John Henry. His grandfather supposed to have been John Henry. He's supposed to be part of that folklore. But over the years, especially coming into the millennium, Steel has died down. He was a big prominent part of the 1990 Superman story arc where he died, and this figure right here serves that story arc perfectly. I've never had a Steel action figure. I've seen a couple that came out, once again, from McFarlane, but I'm good with this. I don't really need another Steel ever again in life, and I'm glad I picked up 2 of these. I believe you can still get him. He's available. I believe he was on sale not too long ago. But you got to check out Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know what's going on with Mayfax, but even today, I've seen Wolverine, the X-Force version. If I had the money, it's up there for 56 bucks. I was like, come on, domestically, and with Big Bad Toy Store, it's $4 to ship. That's the daily deal today on February 14th. So if I put this out by then, you guys might want to check that out, and just check out in the future for your Mayfaxes, because they definitely you're getting more of the import price on them, because overseas they're cheaper, but as the year goes on and they don't sell out, they definitely go on sale, man. But this Steel looks incredible. As you can see, as I'm shining the light on it, he looks freaking immaculate. This is a plastic action figure, but he looks like if you picked him up, he'd probably weigh about 20 pounds. Great cape. Cape feels really good. Cape poses very well, and just his overall aesthetic, the way he moves, he's a great action figure, down to the bottom of the boots, back on up. You can see all the scope they got in him, man. Just a great African American action figure, and then representing Superman, and done very well. This action figure moves a lot better than a lot of Marvel Legends and a lot of domestic figures that we get, man. And of course, Mayfax is going to kill it in the pocket. They're killing the Supermans, period. But this Steel here, this is one of those figures, as soon as I seen it, I'm like, ooh, I got to have that. He looked good on his renders. He looked good, and he looks good in person. And I think he's a great figure that will be in my collection for a long time coming. The only thing I'm worried about, I haven't had a Mayfax for a long time. I just really got hip to them about 2-3 years ago. So I'm trying to see how long would they last. How would they hold up? Because they automatically move like butter out of package. And you got to think, well, okay, how are the joints engineered? Would that you know, last a long time? But it seems like it will. They seem engineered very well. But this is the best Steel you can get. I think this is better than the McFarlane Steel. And if you're looking for a Steel, like I said, he might be on sale coming up and on. If not, he's totally worth, I paid $90 for him when I first got him like a year ago, so he's totally worth the 90 bucks, man. But what a great way to cap off the African American appreciation. Oh, let me go again. African American action figure appreciation. I think I got the A's wrong. A. That's what it is. A all day. Peace up, A-Town down. Everybody, let's give it a round of applause for all the great, beautiful black African American action figures here. Man, all great figures, no matter what color they are, man. But they are especially beautiful, chocolately covered pieces of plastic that represent these characters to the fullest. Every last character up here is very iconic. Every last character up here I have is actually a great, well-built action figure from all different types of companies, from Mayfax to Mattel to Super 7 to Hasbro, man. I just want to give a round of applause for them, and happy Black History Month. All these beautiful chocolatey action figures up here, I gotta show them love, man. But this is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of African American people in America, and African American Action Figure Appreciation Day, which is on Valentine's Day this year. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe, hit my Instagram up at Geppetto910. And with that being said, until the next time, God bless.
Man, you getting down, nigga.